Hello, welcome, Swarna and Cheryl. We're here with I Support Your Business. And every day we have an amazing entrepreneur that is being highlighted. I like to call it having their birthday, where everybody celebrate them, everybody share about them, talk about them, comment about them. And I'm so excited to have with me today Swarnalata, and she comes directly from India. And it's such a pleasure to have you here. So welcome.
Thank you, Dennis. Thank you, Cheryl. So happy to be part of this. And it's genuinely like a beautiful thing to happen for businesses and startups to get that opportunity to present their business and their journey. So yeah, looking
Hmm.
forward to that.
And one thing that we might talk about it as we go along, but I want to honor you and say that thanks to Swarna, she's one of the person behind the scene that helped support us all into this venture. So I want, before we start, I just want to
So
say a
thank
great
you.
thank
Thank you
you
so
as
much.
being part of this business and
Thank you.
supporting all of us for the next now a little bit than 101 days, but for the next until October.
Thank you. Thank you. It's been a pleasure and it's been such a lovely experience because I get to know all the businesses in detail. So,
Yeah.
it's been like a very, very, I get the first hand information about all the businesses that are going to come into this journey.
Yeah, yeah,
So I'm very, very
absolutely.
happy. Very, very happy.
That's
Thank you.
great. So please tell me a little bit more about yourself. Tell me something about you.
So, I am an MBA graduate, and I wanted to, like every MBA graduated, wanted to start my career in the corporate. But soon I realized that I'm not meant for corporate, so I just moved out of that, and I started my interest that is into writing,
Mm.
and began as a journalist. And so, and my father is a first generation entrepreneur also, so I think the seed of wanting to have my own and not being employed has been in my DNA probably.
Oh, that's awesome.
So yeah, so yes, so that's how my journey to into being an entrepreneur or a solopreneur came into existence. And from then on, got into writing for different platforms, different medium, which eventually evolved into learning and developing skills into multiple fields. Yeah.
Wow, that's fabulous. And congratulations on following the steps of your father as being an entrepreneur. And then you just, you had a perfect example there to lead you
Yes.
into like not the 9 to 5 in the corporate world, like it's
Yeah.
for me, I'm
Yeah.
like you, I'm not a corporate world person.
Okay. Oh, yes.
I'm
I
totally
know. I
independent.
appreciate
So
that.
I totally,
Yes.
I totally cheer you up, for taking that road and becoming your own employer for sure.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
tell me, like, because what you've been doing, and as you're supporting us here at I Support Your Business, you started your own company called this Dastan. So how
Yeah.
did you end up like starting Dastan? How did that came to fruition?
So, as I said, I was working for a long time as a freelancer, as a solopreneur,
Mm-hmm.
doing everything on by my own. But then in that journey, I had developed the ability to understand different things like how social media works, how digital marketing works, how ad films impact businesses, a lot of things when it comes to building businesses or building brands. So I thought, why not create an entity instead of me running around for everything. And it's not a solo job, it's a team effort, of course. So
Yeah.
why don't we have an entity that will cater to all the needs that a business needs to become a brand.
Mm.
And because I come from a writing background, I have
Yeah.
always believed that we all are stories in motion, and
That's
each of
beautiful.
us is a story. So uh, so so the business that we create is also a story because it has come out of our heart. So it has its own story. The business may be the same with some other business, but the story will not be the same.
Mm-hmm.
So we thought, why don't we infuse that element, intentionally into brand building? And Dastan came into existence. Dastan is a Hindi word which means a never ending story or a long
Uh,
story.
yeah, 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 yeah.
And each
Uh,
business is a long story, right? So we thought, okay, it makes, it suits. And storytelling is what we want to introduce to businesses and brands. So that's how it came into existence.
well, that's great. So tell me a little bit more about this Dastan. How long have you had that business running, and how many people work with you, and who are the type of clients that work for you, that work with you?
So it's been officially it's been about 8 months. We have been running around and doing like every startup for more than a year now. But
Mm-hmm.
officially it's been 8 months, and we cater to all small, medium, and large businesses, professionals who want to build themselves as a brand.
Mm-hmm.
And we offer them a gamut of services, like we understand that persona, we build that brand persona for them, we tell them what or how they can make their brand a unique story, what is that is making them different from others, and how we can make it in an engaging way,
Mm-hmm.
because you need to attract your target audience. So what is that story that we are going to tell the audience to get hooked to you? In that process, we help them with their social media, we help them with their visual interpretation of their brand through graphic designing, ad films. Some want publicity, so we help them get the right print media publicity, ensuring that the stories that come about them are well structured, reflect their personality. So it's more like a, as I said, the seed is the story, or the seed is the persona of the business or the entrepreneur who heads the business. And that same thing resonates, ensuring that your marketing or your publicity doesn't look like, hey there, we are here, we are here. No, it's not like that.
Mm-hmm.
So that's
Mm-hmm.
what we do.
That's
Interesting.
great. So do you work mostly with startup, or if a company has been around for a long time, can you work with them and maybe rework their stories, rework on their marketing? So do you start, like, is it just startup or people that have been there for a while?
No, both of them. Ideally, I would say that we work with businesses that want to give a different approach to their marketing.
Mm-hmm.
So if it's a startup, the focus is like, it's like raising a baby. The baby is new, so you can do everything to that.
Yeah.
But then if it is already an existing business, you have already created a persona. So all of a sudden, we cannot create something which is completely different from that.
It'd be too much of a
So
shock for people, for sure.
yes, yes. So, so for the existing businesses also who say that, hey there, I'm here, but I don't mind having a new dress or a new look to, or a new haircut. It's
Yeah.
like that.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
So you're like, okay, great. So keeping your body and features, I think this haircut would good look. So we
Yeah.
tell them
Yeah.
what is that new look that will suit their business, ensuring that they don't look absolutely new, not recognizable.
Yeah. Yeah. I totally understand that for sure. That's awesome.
Yeah, yeah.
And, but what do you mean? Like, I've heard a lot about when people are promoting their business, they have to talk about a time in their life where, like, they have the ups and the down and the up, and like everything was so wonderful, and then something bad happened, and then I apply these knowledge, and then something good came out of it. Is that what you mean by storytelling, or is it something completely different? So can you elaborate on what do you mean by storytelling, especially for businesses?
See, it is a mixture of your personal experience, and it is more focused on your intention of why to start that business. Because see, in an industry, there are multiple players who may sell soaps, may sell coffee, may
Mm-hmm.
sell tea. There are many players. There
Yeah.
is definitely a difference in the product that you're offering. There is a difference in the features of the service that you're offering. But the the element of storytelling comes in when you tell me that why out of so many business options you chose this.
Mm-hmm.
For me, choosing writing will have a different story compared to someone else who has chosen a profession as writing. For me, Why I chose writing is because it is something that I got introduced at a very young age. Probably when I was like 8 or 10 years, my dad writes. My grandfather is a great storyteller. I don't remember him telling me anything like a simple thing of eating papaya in a very normal way. It was always a way of
With a story.
story. Huh. So which made me eat. Oh, I should eat papaya. I should eat. You know, not because of the taste, but because I have been ingrained with something so interestingly. You want to try it.
Yeah, yeah,
Would
yeah.
you say that that's how you differentiate yourself, your business, is the
Yes.
unique way of storytelling? And can you kind of expand on maybe something additional to that to help us to understand that a little better?
Yeah.
Okay. So now, for example, Cheryl, what are you into? What is your business, for example?
So, for example, so I'm in technology.
Okay.
I work with all those boring, unsexy, but very essential infrastructure things like
Okay.
internet and cell phones. So you gotta have them, but nobody thinks about them until they don't have them.
Until it doesn't work. Yeah.
So, like for example, see, one, you having a technical knowledge, okay, that is definitely there. But how you look at this product or service will be different from what others are looking at it, and that becomes the unique selling point of your business. So as I said, if there
Mhm,
is technology, a lot of technology makers, for example, will say, I'm making your life easy with this, okay?
mhm,
Because technology is primarily doing that,
mhm,
isn't it? But then the story of a entrepreneur who is providing technology but believes that this technology, if it is overused, can mess up your life, will have a
mhm.
different
It's
story,
true.
isn't it? Like it's like doctors, for example. I'll tell you why. I'll give you an example. There is a doctor who's an orthopedician, okay? He's a bone specialist. There are many doctors in the city, in Hyderabad, but he is considered to be the most preferred doctor, not only because he's very qualified and he's very skillful, but because his approach towards attending or addressing any health issue is different. Whenever someone comes to him, he says that, firstly, I don't have to operate you. Your bones are fine.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Just because I'm a qualified doctor, don't imagine that I will cut open your body and rectify things. Don't. If I prescribe you a 45 minutes walk, don't think that I'm a bad doctor. So his approach is making him more preferred. And he says that, his mantra has been that, yes, as a doctor, I can solve 95% of your health issues. Okay.
Mhm.
But that doesn't give you the leverage to play with your health. Because I am there, you cannot ruin it, right? So anybody who comes there, they are like, they are infused with this thought that, I will take care if God forbid things go wrong. But don't play, because you know that there is someone like me who can rectify you.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Mhm, mhm. So,
So
so,
people, huh,
so, what I'm getting from this is what you're, because we're really here to talk about you.
huh,
What I'm
huh,
taking away from this, from these beautiful stories that what you're sharing with us, is that
hmm,
you have a very unique talent to speak with people and extract what their special, unique quality and capability is, and
yes,
then expand that into the story that you can help them to tell. Like, I think
yes.
that's what your special skill is you're very good at identifying what is special about your clients. Would you agree with that, or would you think it's something different?
No, yes. I would say what the USP or the differentiation factor is that I like and I interact with that person not like a business head, but as a person who dare to start something. There is a difference.
Mhm.
To understand deeper into the persona,
Yeah.
because at least with entrepreneurs, you cannot say that, I am different, my business is different. No, it doesn't happen. it will have a leap of your personality.
Yeah.
Why you are handling clients in a particular way, why have you picked someone into your team, all of this is 80 to 90% your personal
Mhm.
personality, and the rest is what the business needs. So yeah, so I love interacting, and I push the clients that I interact with to open up to me, tell me, may not be the vulnerabilities, but their journey of starting that particular business,
Hmm.
so that I
So
can add that personal touch.
so by having people explore, because what you tell me about the doctor, for example, what you told us, for an example, probably someone you work with, that doctor.
Yeah.
Um, so what you help him come out with is the different things that he does. Like
Hmm.
in his publicity, would you have him say, what you just told us, right? Like I'm not here to, yeah, I can help you in many ways, but if you go and damage yourself constantly, there's just so much I can do, right? Like if you
Yes.
constantly go against the wave and do everything you can to hurt yourself, like I can't do that. And then you
Yes.
bring different approach, like a different story of how they
Yes.
promote themselves and how they would, talk
Yes.
about themselves on media and things like that, whether
Yes.
it's a picture or whether it's a video.
Yes. Yes. So we tell them that, as the doctor's example, we told him that, stick to this personality only, because this is what is making you different from what other doctors are like.
Mm-hmm.
Most of the doctors, some doctors say that, they have that persona of, being a savior. They
Mm-hmm.
are saviors, of course, there is no doubt about it. But it's like making yourself more colloquial, more, getting into the closer part of your patients will make the patients heal faster.
Yeah.
So, so these are the things. Some doctors are very strict, then that personality should be conveyed in that format only. It's like
Mm-hmm.
that. So it depends on, I would just reiterate it, it depends on your personality. Your
Mm-hmm.
business will
Mm-hmm.
run based on your personality, for sure.
So how would you describe Dastan uh, story?
Uh, a bunch of storytellers who wanted to just keep on telling stories. So we all of us, or the core team, are all storytellers. Uh, and when we when we were, in our different professions, doing our freelance works, when we sat together and we thought of what to do next together, the intention was to start a story where all of us could be part of, honestly,
Mm,
because
yeah.
till then all of us were doing individually, but we were all friends, we are all friends.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
But then we were like, we all have our individual stories to share, but can we have something which is common to us, like a story when we look back? So we thought, what is that we all can do together is storytelling. Baki, nothing is common between us.
That's
not
great.
even not even a habit of watching. We can't even land up deciding on a common movie to watch.
Uh-huh, uh-huh, uh-huh. Yeah, that's great.
So the
But
only
because
thing
it's
that
good that,
could
go ahead.
so so the only thing that we could do, all of us could do together, is storytelling. So we
That's
thought, okay,
great.
let's have Dastan then. Let's
Yeah,
do what
yeah.
we can do.
And I think it's great because what I heard from that is that you have many personality within your company that allow you together as a whole to be able to support your client, because
Yeah,
you're not all thinking the same way, but you
yeah,
can approach it in different ways, and maybe one of you will hear or see something different in one of your clients, and somebody else will hear or see something different
else.
from another
Yeah.
client, and that will help you being able to broadcast, your clients, and help them grow and develop their business.
Yes, absolutely.
I think
So
that's
do you have
beautiful.
any last question, Cheryl?
How can everybody reach out to you? So, well, two things actually. One, how can people reach you? Can you
Okay.
share a way for people to reach out to you now if they'd like to work with you and your amazing storytelling team, how would they do that?
Okay. So I am available on Instagram because there is, of course, the contact number and everything can be shared, but it's again India, US, Canada, and all these
Yeah,
things.
it's different.
So so I'm on Instagram by the name Sri Lata, not Swarnalata. It's SRIILATA, and those who want to connect with us to work or to build their brand, we you can reach out to me on my Instagram or mail us to contact at Dastan Media. Dot
Perfect. I
That's
think,
amazing.
yeah, I think
yeah,
contact at Dastan Media will be the, is it
at Gmail.
dastanmedia.com?
No, it is
Oh, dot
contact at
media.
yeah, contact
Dastan
at Dastan Media at gmail.com.
at gmail.com. Okay, perfect.
Yeah,
And it's
yeah, yeah.
Dastan, Dastan, correct?
Yeah.
DASTAN. Yeah, yeah.
Perfect. Okay, excellent. And what next step would you leave with some of our amazing companies out there that would love to reach out to you? How can they take that first step? What can they do right now that they've heard about how important storytelling is for them to get started on? What can they do in that moment from now until they're speaking with you to get started?
Ideally, I would say a simple self exercise. Sit down, write your business like a story. If you like, for example, if you have seen a story, a movie, and you have to narrate the same movie to your friend, how will you narrate? So consider your business as a movie and write down as a story to if you had to tell someone about it. Don't write it like, we are into manufacturing this, we are into providing this.
Yeah, yeah,
Write it
yeah.
like a story. Write it like a movie story. It
Excellent.
will help you to. It will help you to come back and look at it, in a different way.
Hmm.
It's a self exercise that everybody can do. No pressure.
Thank you so much. I mean, it was
Thank
so
you. Thank you so much.
helpful, and I'm sure a lot of
Thank you.
people will get a lot just from learning about your business. And please reach out to Dastan.
Yes.
It's a great company, and they'll help you
Thank you.
work towards creating your own business story so that you can perfect your message on how people will decide to work with you, because you'll be the only one that talk about your own story.
Thank you. Thank you
So
so much.
thank
Thank
you
you.
so
Thank you
much,
so much
everyone.
for a
Thank you.
lovely, lovely conversation. Thank you. Thank you.
My pleasure. So goodbye, everyone.
Thank you. Bye.